Hey guys, I wasn't sure whether I should make a video about this or not, but I figured why not make a video about it. Let's go back to how it all started. When I was younger and developed boobs, is that what you say when someone gets boobs? Maybe. Anyway, when I was younger and at the beginning or middle stage of puberty, I was faced with the decision whether to buy a bra or not. I decided to buy a bra. I initially wore padded bras, although I had, as you can see, tiny boobs. Made no sense in retrospect, but I wore them anyway. I didn't particularly like them for two reasons. They were fairly uncomfortable to wear. I felt like I didn't really need the padding and the support because it's not that my boobs would be hanging down to my belly button. And then there was also the fabric and the material that just didn't seem right to me. But I wore them anyway because there weren't lots of options available, at least when I was growing up and where I usually shopped. And so I wore these bras for a couple of years, and then eventually I stumbled upon bralettes. Bralettes are usually without any padding, so there's very little support really, and I then wore these for a couple of years and really loved them. And now fast forward to 2017. I watched a video. I don't remember exactly which video I watched, and I commented something along the lines of, I would never go without a bra because I wear crew neck shirts or U-neck shirts, and so whenever I would bend down, I would basically be exposing myself and people would see my boobs. And then this one guy, or man, I don't know him, commented something on the lines of, I wish we wouldn't live in a society where you would feel like that. And that really struck a chord with me. And then fast forward to a couple of months ago, I happened to have a conversation with my boss. I was sitting next to her and she had a meeting on that day, I believe. And she said how she wasn't wearing a bra today because the top that she was wearing simply didn't allow for one, really, and she didn't need it one. She talked about this and then asked me, oh Nina, are you wearing bras? And I said, yeah, I usually do wear bras, but non-padded ones, the bralettes or whatever you want to call them. And then I sat there thinking, if she's comfortable and fine without wearing a bra, then why shouldn't I be? And from this day onward, slowly but surely, I went without a bra most of the time. And bear in mind, I work in a very physical environment, meaning I work at a standing desk, I do loads of lifting, walking, packing up boxes, cleaning, all that stuff. And so obviously I bend down a lot and I do that sort of stuff a lot. In short, there's a lot of movement. But I ended up going with it, I ended up continuing to do what I was doing, and I stopped wearing those triangle bras, and it felt amazing. So far, I haven't received any comments or odd looks. Sometimes I think that people are looking, but then a lot of the times they're looking at something else, or they're lost in thought, or whatever may be going on within them. Usually it has nothing to do, or very little to do with me, and I feel so much more comfortable. Not only with other people, but of course also in my own skin. But I've noticed, especially when it's hot, it feels a lot better to not wear an extra layer even. I don't feel as restricted, although the triangle bras that I was wearing weren't really restrictive. It was really just a triangle and that was it. There wasn't much to it. They weren't giving me any support or any of that. I also stumbled up on lots of YouTube videos of a woman with bigger boobs than mine talk about why they're not wearing bras and how they've managed to do that. And in retrospect, what led me to purchase my first bra way back when I was a teenager was simply social pressure, because everyone was doing it. I wasn't thinking too much whether I actually needed one. And honestly, if I would have watched a video like this one when I was 16 or 15, or 14, I don't remember how old I was when I bought my first bra, I probably would have put more thought into my initial decision of purchasing a bra, and I probably wouldn't have purchased one, or I may have just bought a bralette, really. Back when I was way younger, what I oftentimes found at the store were simply bras that had extra padding to make your boobs look bigger. At that time, bralettes and things like that weren't really popular, so I had a really hard time finding bras without the padding. Although, as I said, I didn't need the padding. I didn't necessarily wanted my boobs to look bigger or more round or whatever the padding does. And these days, if you go to a store, there are a bunch of unpadded bras around. They're usually cheaper. I found them a lot more comfortable, and I also found them more versatile because they could always function as a bikini top, and even if a bralette pokes out, it doesn't look odd, versus with bras, oftentimes I found it looking a little funny, if that makes sense. I really just wanted to share my personal experience with you all, and how one tiny YouTube comment and one question from my boss basically resulted in me questioning why I was wearing bras in the first place. And I feel a lot more comfortable. I feel a lot more accepting of myself, and I'm now more comfortable with other people being uncomfortable with the very fact that I'm not wearing bras. And as I said earlier, so far I have yet to receive an odd comment or an odd look. Although sometimes I do think people look at it in a funny way. It personally doesn't make me uncomfortable, but sometimes I can sense that other people might be uncomfortable. Anyway, that's just a side note. I really just wanted to share my personal experience with you, because if I would have watched that way back when I was 14, 15, something along those lines, it would have been of tremendous help, and I probably wouldn't have ended up purchasing that very bra way back. I wasn't really sure where it would go. I didn't really plan for it. I simply wanted to share my experience. If you have any questions, you can obviously ask me, as always, in the comments down below. You can write me an email. Have a lovely day, and see you guys next time.